Hey everyone, appreciate you guys being here at the USA Crypto Group for this AMA session. Today we have a project called Master Key. Master Key's mission is to be the most income rewarding DeFi token in the world. With that, I'd like to welcome Jay from the team. Jay, it's a pleasure having you here.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure to be here.
If you can start out introducing yourself to our community, talk about your team, and give us a bit of insight on your background and experience.
Okay, right on. So, yeah, my name's Jay. I'm a vet. So, background experience, I got about 25 years of engineering experience. Been in crypto since about 2016, 2017 time frame. Rode the highs, rode the lows, had fun. Love the DeFi space. You know, it's a wild, wild west, but I love the people. I love the potential. My team, it's a small core team. There's about 5 of us total. All in the U.S., all share a common bond as vets. My lead dev has got several projects under his belt. We are a bona fide LLC out of the state of South Carolina here in the U.S. So, you know, very rare in the crypto space, but we plan to do everything by the book and, you know, fight that regulatory or work with the regulatory when that decides to happen. So I'm sure that'll be a conversation that comes up during the AMA. Yeah, we're bringing something forward that's pretty revolutionary. It's been in development since the 8th of January this year.
Awesome, Jay. Yeah, thanks for that introduction. Yeah, it sounds like your team, you guys have a lot of experience within your team. And I love the fact that you guys are a registered entity in the United States. If those are listening, pretty much you have to dox yourself, right? To form a corporation is like an LLC. So it's just another level of commitment, right, and transparency from the team. So I like that. Yeah, so you know what? Right off bat, let's touch on. Actually, you know what? Before we go on, Jay, I'd like you to give us an elevator pitch, what the project is about.
Hey, absolutely right. So, you know, sitting around with my buddies here that are actually in the core team, trying to figure out what's wrong in the crypto space and specifically the DeFi space. Outside of the fact that we're not very large, and it's typically the same 3,000 to 5,000 people that jump to the next shiny thing. That's one problem. Another problem is, man, there's a lot of good daggum platforms out there. Got a lot of good case use and utilities and tokens that are just barely holding on to the lifeblood in this space. How do we help them out? And third, how do we put the power back into the holders' hands? I mean, we've seen the problem with the KEXs. You know, the DEXs are a wild, wild west. It is what it is. But how do we put the power back into the holders' hands? So that's kind of, you know, the vein of our existence. We look at it as long as there's a problem in the crypto space, we've got a mission set to chase down and see what we can do to make it better. So all of our utilities will always attack something that's in the space that needs refinement or could be better. And one of the largest problems that we see, or that was identified, is far too often, you know, tokens deploy with smoke and mirrors or a promise that never come to fruition. So yeah, I'm not selling snake oil, man. So we're coming out the gate with 2 utilities live on the day of launch. And if somebody wants to buy Master Key tokens and run over there and utilize one of them utilities, they absolutely can. And as when I say revolutionary, this is pretty revolutionary, pretty fun. It's going to be something that the space is needed. And like I said, it puts the power back in the holders' hands.
Perfect. So with that said, let's talk about one of your main utilities of the 2 that you guys will be having ready at launch. One is that marketplace, the trade and swap marketplace. So let's go deep dive into that.
Absolutely right. So the name's actually the market portal, the master portal, because it's not really a marketplace. I mean, it acts as such, but I need you to think of a DEX where the holder calls the shots. That's pretty much kind of what it is. We are not a KEX. We are not a DEX. And technically, we're not a marketplace because some masterful things happen inside the portal. So the master portal, an individual can go in there. We've all got, you know, token. They can do several different things. One is to say they want to sell a token. Let's say I bought token X 6 months ago for 100 BUSD. It's worth 50 BUSD now on the market. But I want to get clear. I want to get my 50 USD back. I would like to get 100 BUSD for my token. We're going to facilitate that to happen. And here's how. You go in, you establish your listing. There's a small fee to establish your listing. Once the listing's established, not only am I going to reward the token count of token X at a 1-to-1 match, not to exceed 10 million a day, but I'm also going to place a bounty against that token. The bounty is exactly half of the reward that it'll rebase and grow by that amount every day as well. So if they posted 10 million token X, the reward going back to the individual who posted the token once the transaction is complete is 10 million master key tokens a day for the duration of however long that token's in the system. The bounty would be 5 million, exactly half, that would grow a day also until the transaction is completed. So basically, by placing the bounty sooner or later, that the amount of master key tokens that are going to be placed against token X are going to be significant enough that it's going to drive somebody to purchase that token. It's going to drive someone to say, I'm willing to give the 100 USD so I can reap the benefits of this master key token to move the tokens into my pocket. When that happens, the asking price and the reward of master key tokens go to the individual who made the listing. Now, in the same function set, they can do a trade. Hey, I've got, 100 token X. I really want 100 token Y. That's what my asking price is. The same reward and bounty system happens. Sooner or later, somebody will make that bounty. Several things are going to happen. I mean, this is some rock star UI we got coming out with this thing. There'll be the token with the highest bounty will be, showcased. If somebody's really chasing master key tokens, they'll be able to search by token address, the imaging, the 3-digit, 4-digit identifier, the whole nine, the tag. They can search. The search function is pretty revolutionary. And inside, if you don't mind, I'm going to cover the other utility that's coming out live too. So inside the entire portal, there's an option also to soft stake. So soft staking is, hey, I got this token in my portfolio. I don't plan on getting rid of it. I'm a diamond hand it. It's just sitting there. I'm going to allow you to go in there and stake that into the portal and receive a 1-to-1 match not to exceed 10 million a day. The only difference is I'm not putting a bounty against it because you're simply staking it. You're staking it for the return of master key tokens. And the beauty of it is there's no minimum. You can stake for 1 day, pull tomorrow. I don't care. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you what I told you you're going to have, what I told you you're going to have. There's no smoke and mirrors there. So it's pretty cool. It's going to get a lot of movement. It's going to get a lot of eyes on a lot of different platforms and a lot of different tokens. It's going to create a lot of different holders because it's going to create the ease of tokens. Maybe someone that's got tokens and you worked a deal on a third-party platform and you really want to, ensure this deal goes through and you want a secure mindset to it. I'm going to provide a secure platform for you to go in there, make that transaction in 1 day, no issue. And you have the luxury of a secure third-party platform to ensure that there's nothing nefarious going to happen and you're not just tossing your coins into the wind and not getting the payment for it. So we're pretty excited all the way around.
Perfect. All right. I want to rewind it back a bit, Jake, so that way it's more clear for our community to understand.
Absolutely.
So pretty much your marketplace is pretty much a marketplace where a holder of a token, right, can trade or swap with another person directly, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Now the question is, so let's say, Jay, if I buy a token XXXX, right? I go into your marketplace, right? And I have this token XXXX and I place it on your marketplace, and then let's say you're interested in buying that XXX token, right? And we can go ahead and do it on your platform with the incentives of and you have incentives for people to do on your marketplace. That's pretty much what it is, right?
Absolutely. So whoever wants to move tokens or soft stake them, if you're looking to sell or trade your token or soft stake it, that's going to be the highest reward. That's a 1-to-1 match not to exceed 10 million a day. Now, if you're looking to trade it or sell it, right, for BNB, I'm going to facilitate that regardless of what your asking price is. Now, the more outlandish your asking price is outside of market conditions, the longer it's going to sit in the portal. At the end of the day, that's not a bad thing to all Master Key Finance token holders. By no means is that a bad thing. But the bounty would need time to build up in order to entice someone to make that purchase.
I see. I see. Now, you guys, now the question is now, with all these tokens that I can list on your marketplace, will you be vetting? Like, what is the process now? Will you guys going to be manually onboarding these projects yourself and you guys will vet first? Or is this something where anyone can do on any tokens?
No, man, that's a great question. So one of the things that's pretty, unique about Master Key Finance's platform is I have my own advisory council, right? I call it my VIP advisory council. So this council basically is made up of all my serious heavy hitters, my ground floor, my private sale investors. And what we do is with this advisory council is anything that we look to do or any decision we're trying to make or kind of where our mind's going down the street, they get to look behind the curtain. They have that deep conversation. They get to throw their ideas out there first before it even goes prime time. I mean, they've already been briefed on utilities 3, 4, and 5, and we're just talking about 1 and 2 today. So they get a deep look on what's going on. So when it comes to onboarding or even offboarding tokens, yes, there is a vetting process. Not just any willy-nilly token can get thrown on there, or as the events that have happened in the last 48, 72 hours. I don't want that to happen to my master portal either, or something crazy to happen to where my holders would lose credibility in the portal itself. So yes, there is a vetting process. There will be more that comes out in the next coming week or so. Not quite ready for prime time yet, but there will be a third-party audit, if you will, requirement to come onto the portal. There are partnerships being worked with other platforms as well. And as we talk about the taxation piece, I can make that much more clear. But yes, there is an extreme vetting process to ensure that nothing nefarious is coming into the portal that would create damage. Now, we'll have a DAO on the website right there at the portal. If they want to make a recommendation, I'd really like to see this token listed. All that data is going to be pulled, and we're going to either push or pull tokens into the portal about every 2 weeks, 15 days or so, until we get right, kind of scratch that itch and get what our holders want to have in the portal.
Okay, yeah, because I think that will be one of the key components, right, to making sure that the tokens that are listed are able to trade or swap or whatever in your platform is legitimate, right? Now, the second question would be, I'm trying to word this the right way here. So when people trade, and most of the token comes in there, right? Looks like the incentive for it is when you make a trade or when you list a token, you get an incentive of your native token, right? That's what's the key driver to incentivize people to come to the platform to swap or trade, right? So the question is, what if the token, so I guess what kind of characteristic will you guys be scoping out to bring into your platform? Because it seems like the token has to have, those tokens got to have like no value to it. I guess what I'm saying is that what if their own projects have better utilities, such as greater APY in the staking, better reflections, etc. So what are the characteristics of the tokens that you will be looking for to bring to onboard into your platform?
Well, the characteristics for the tokens being brought on board of the platform are a lot of that's through partnerships, right? So to kind of give you an example, every token lives and breathes off taxation. Most don't have transfer tax now like we don't. I've seen as low as 2 and as high as 30, 40% taxation on tokens. What we don't want to do is advertently or inadvertently do damage to another platform. That is not our prerogative. And before we whitelist a token, every attempt will be made to talk to the team of the platform on which we're looking to whitelist onto the portal. And let me explain that a little bit. Let's say a token has 10% buy tax and 10% sell tax, no transfer tax. That's a very common taxation for a token these days in the DeFi space. If I was to whitelist that token with no partnership with a platform, now taking into consideration vetting is complete. If I was to whitelist that token with no partnership, basically they could dodge both sides of taxation. The platform would get hurt because there's no sell tax. The new purchaser of the token would benefit of no buy tax. So it's a workaround of the entire system. Although good for the holder and probably the best outcome, this is not good for platforms. And I'm very cognizant of that as well. So in a typical scenario such as that, what I would do is I would have a partnership with that platform. I say, check it out. I'm going to charge internal. You got to whitelist my contract, but internal, I am going to charge a 6% in and a 6% out taxation of that token. Still better than they could possibly do on any kicks or decks given to the laws of the contract code, which is 10% buys, 10% sell. Two individuals to cumulatively paying 12%. What I do with that 12% is I shoot 10% back to the platform. They were not hurt. In a sense, it was two transactions, but only one. It went from one holder to another. I charge 10% for that, 12% total, but 10% goes back to the platform. The other 2% I keep internally for a different awards functions inside the contract for my holders. But the holder wins, the platform wins, and my holders win. That's an example of a partnership and what I seek to do with tokens to get them to come on the platform. By and large, yes, I incentivize it. Yes, there are probably utilities out there that will do better at mine at first, but I plan to be a powerhouse in this space. However, when working with the platforms, I will be able to beat their taxation rate, still compensate them for their taxes, and the holders be happier utilizing our platform for that process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Now, for those who are listening right now, I guess the question would be, it seems as though the tokens that you guys will be incentivizing into your platform pretty much has no value or very little value in order for them to, I guess, benefit from your platform. Now, with that, why would a person invest in a no value token to begin with, a low value token to begin with?
I don't guess I fully understand your question. Are you talking about Master Key token itself?
No, the platform, right? The platform itself, because in order for, so you bring in, your mission is bringing tokens, right, or projects with the token with have little value to the token, correct?
Correct.
So, right. So now the question is, if that token has little or no value, why would an investor even invest in that token to begin with in order to come to your platform to get the incentive from you?
I still don't fully understand. I'm going to move tokens with little or no value that holders already have. They're looking for something to do. They can either take a giant loss or attempt to get what their asking price is to break even to get out. That's what I'm looking for. But by and large, these are low value tokens due to bad marketing or stovepipe marketing. I would say that the majority of the DeFi space that have utilities, they're good utilities. They're well thought of, but just terrible execution and marketing. This is going to give visibility. It's going to give increased holder count. This is what I'm providing. I don't care if somebody attempts to list Bitcoin on there. Chances are it's probably going to sit there forever. But for my holders, that's the best case scenario, to be honest with you. But that's what I'm talking about, right? So to move tokens of low value, little or no value, hell, you can move tokens with great value. But the time it would take for the bounty to get high enough to entice the movement of that token would take a significant amount of time. The portal will thrive off tokens taking time to create a transaction. That's what will benefit my holders at the end of the day, due to the rewards distributor that is inside the portal that'll pay daily. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. I look forward to see how they play out. You know, you guys definitely have been putting a lot of thoughts behind it. Yeah, for sure. So with that said, let's go into the soft staking, because that's also within the ecosystem, and I thought it was actually also very unique.
Yeah, we like the soft staking approach. I mean, we've all got tokens in our portfolio that we're not going to get rid of, right? We're holding on to. Being able to get something while you're going through that process is pretty cool, I think. And again, it's a way to show off, I guess, because other people be able to see what's being soft staked, although they can't touch it. But it's a good way to get value of that token that still has value that you're going to maintain. So it's a win-win all the way around the house, and it creates additional revenue and movement inside the portal as well.
So with soft staking, pretty much there's no commitment. I can withdraw anytime I want. Correct?
Absolutely. So they can terminate a soft staking whenever they want. They can terminate a listing for a sale or a trade anytime they want. Now the fees will all still apply. There's a flat fee in and out, right? So whether you're soft staking, whether you're selling, whether you're trading, or whether you're buying or terminating, all those have the fees that apply. There are some rules to the game. The fees are 10 million master key tokens, which are sent straight to the burn wallet, and $3 worth of BNB, which fires up the rewards distributor and some other functions inside the portal. That'll be paid on any of those actions. So if you're the lister, you pay it once. If you're the buyer, you pay it once. If you choose to terminate, you're going to pay that again. And if you're soft staking, you only pay it once. So it's pretty phenomenal. And it'll create a lot of movement on the master key token side of the house too, with those additional burn functions. So we're pretty excited to see that go down as well.
And you guys will be rewarding the people who are soft staking, as well as the people who list the tokens in the marketplace at the 3%, right? At the $3, you guys will use the funds at the 25% of the $3 to give back your native token to reward those people in your native token, correct?
No. So we are launching with a pretty extensive staking pool, about 150 trillion. So it's going to be pretty much sustainable on itself as well. The large part of that BNB is for two purposes. One, I'm rewarding my holders. Everything I do, my holders get paid first before anybody on the team even scratches an itch and tries to get paid. The second thing I'm doing with that BNB is I'm going to quickly, as fast as I can, build a liquidity pool internal to the portal contract that can back everything in the portal if something nefarious was to happen. Co-located, not internal, so that it can't be attacked as well, but being able to have that amount to back the portal if like something was to happen and it was to hypothetically speaking drained. I have firm belief that I got great security. I got one of the top devs in the country. I'm very happy with the process so far. We've been testing the crap out of this thing. I mean, his side hustle is basically working for the government on their blockchains from a security standpoint. So he's good at what he does. His team is great. So being able to back that liquidity and build that pot up to back liquidity, that's my first priority. Even though it's a small amount, it's not a lot of BNB, it'll add up over time.
I see. Okay, sounds good. Now let's talk about the transaction fees within your marketplace and also the soft staking, and how are the people that are utilizing your platform benefit from it?
Absolutely. So that's what I was just talking about. The transaction fee, it's 10 million master key tokens. So you got to hold the base token, the house token, in order to play in the system. So it's the fee to utilize the system, and the $3, the flat $3 of BNB. That's never going to go up. It's never going to go down. It's just going to be $3 of BNB. And really how my holders benefit from that is, one, I'm burning the master key tokens. So every transaction adds to the burn registry of master key tokens. The BNB, I mean, a full dollar of that is sent directly to the rewards distributor. So however often that's being utilized, that full dollar is going directly to the distributor. And of course, the rest, like I said, I'm trying to build a liquidity within the portal, or for the portal itself. And the beauty about all this is I'm very transparent, right? So my VIP, and of course at launch I'll do it publicly, but my VIP council can already see my wallets. I've already posted them. So at any time they got a question on what's going on or what money's gone where or what's happening, although it hasn't been much up to this point because, like I said, we've been in development since January 8th, and we've only executed private sales up to this point. They can see it. I'm very transparent. If they have questions, they got the ear to anybody on the core team 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's very beneficial as well. But that transaction fee, I wanted it low. I wanted to give case use to my token, and I wanted to do another awards, added award as well. So as well as build liquidity to support the portal. So that's really what the transaction fees are for. Yeah,
definitely. I think the LP will be crucial to the whole portal that you guys are doing, right? But like you said, I think eventually it may take time, but I think it is the key component in order for people to move tokens easily, right? Liquid, right? To have
Absolutely
liquid.
right. So I mean, right now you got your options are a KEX or a DEX or maybe a different marketplace out there. Here's the problem that I have with all three. KEXs are greedy, DEXs are hard to use, and marketplaces use smoke and mirrors. APY, for instance, that's the biggest smoke and mirror farce there ever was. Is an APY rate that's unrealistic. It just is what it is. I have the background in math. You know, numbers are never going to lie. One word might mean three different things, but numbers are never going to lie. So, hey, I'm being very straightforward. It's a flat rate. I don't care what the price fluctuation does. If the value of master key goes up exponentially, like we'd expect to, especially by the time we hit utility 3 and 4, hey, it is what it is. It's still that this is the fee to get in here to utilize the portal. And I think we're going to revolutionize the space as far as a holder being able to execute transactions that they want to execute on their terms.
Right. I like that. All right. So with that, let's move into the tokenomics that you guys have here. So right now, currently, you do have a 20% buy and sell, correct? And can you break down those the details on those?
Sure can. So 20% buy and sell. I got 10% BUSD rewards, your typical passive income token. Like I said, the only thing is I'm not launching with a promise or a pipe dream. I'm bringing real utility out the gate. The other 10%, I got 2% to marketing, 4% to the team, 1% to liquidity, 1% to staking, 1% buyback and burn. So that's the gist of the 20% right out the gate.
So 10% BUSD rewards.
Yes, 10% BUSD rewards to all holders. Well, since we're on the talk of rewards, there's one thing I want to explain. It's pretty also different that I've never seen again in this space. So we all understand how the 10% BUSD rewards are going to go. It's paid out to each token, if you will. The larger your bag, the larger rewards. We understand that piece. With the rewards distributor that's located in the portal, it does not work in that fashion. So it's enticing. If you own over 500 billion or more master key tokens, you qualify for 25% of the rewards dump, daily rewards dump from the distributor inside the portal. The difference is I don't care if you have 25 trillion tokens or 500 billion tokens. The two will get the same amount of that 25% rewards dump. So it is a 1-to-1 ratio if you qualify versus a 1 to bag size ratio. Does that make sense?
It does now. The 25%, if you hold 500 billion tokens, what does that come? 25% of what?
So good question. So in the rewards portal, all these master key tokens that are being rewarded or put up against as a bounty or soft staking rewarding, as long as those tokens are inside the portal, all of their reflections, all of their cut of that 10% BUSD rewards are going to one rewards distributor. That's why I said it does my holders good for something to be in the portal anyway. It increases volume, it increases just all around usage and visibility. Everything's good about it. Well, all of these rewards are sent to the rewards distributor daily. Now, if you hold master key tokens, you qualify for 10% right out the gate. That's going to dump daily. You don't even have to utilize the utilities or the master portal or soft staking. You don't have to do any of that. You just got to simply hold master key tokens. 25% will be paid out to anybody who has 500 billion or more. Now, if you have 500 billion or more, technically you're making 35% because you get the 25% plus the 10%, 35%. So a lot of different pay functions inside the portal that, like I said, everything rewards the holder. When I'm coming out the gate with 6 different pipelines of BUSD coming to the holder, 7 if you have 500 billion or more. Hell, my merchandise, 75% of the gross revenue generated off merchandise goes back to the holders. So we really took in that hard step to, hey, let's actually say what everybody's saying they're doing, but let's show it. We're going to really refund the holders first and foremost, and then let the team, let the contract, let everything else, provider development, and push that down the road and continue to make this a decade, maybe 2-decade process, not a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you guys do have numerous ways, maybe up to 5 ways to get rewards from your ecosystem. Uh, Now, with that said, with all these rewards, though, for those are listening right now, we all know that with rewards, BUSD, etc., it has to sell the contract. What are you guys doing to ensure that the volume will be, is sustainable with the rewards?
Hey, good question. So with two approaches. So when we launch, we're going to launch on Novation, which is a sell less contract. 50% will be of our LP pool will be established on Novation, and 50% will be established on Pancake. We all understand how Pancake works, right? And when they tax, they send me tokens. In order for me to pay the bills, I got to sell the tokens off. That does do chart damage. Plus, Pancake's been known to cipher off the liquidity to pay their own bills. That's just the nature of the beast. That's how Pancake does business. But utilizing the Novation platform, which is really when we want to push everybody to go for the most part, we're using Pancake for the simple fact that it makes me available everywhere. Um, in the future, I fully see us consolidating our LP under Novation. But until then, till I'm out there, till I'm a household name, I got to be in two different places. But utilizing Novation, there's no token sell off to pay the bills, if you will. For example, if I use $100 to buy tokens at text at 20% through Pancake, they send me $20 worth of tokens that I've got to sell to liquidate into a BNB or a BUSD in order to pay contracts or to reward my holders. With Novation, they tax the BNB going in. I never see tokens. They tax the BNB going in. The holder sees no difference. They're still getting $80 worth of tokens, but I just get sent $20 worth of BNB. So I'm not selling off my contract in order to hurt the chart to pay bills. So it's a phenomenal system. Hats off to Chris, Vault, Novation, and the team. They really figured that one out. I think it's the wave of the future, and we're going to get a side seat in that ride.
100%. That seems to be the biggest problem with the BUSD rewards, but it looks like you guys have thought about it and utilizing the Novation platform to ensure that the BNB or the BUSD is taken out before it goes to the chart, which is actually very crucial because we all have seen it, right? All these BUSD rewards, high BUSD rewards end up to some of the chart, and if there's not enough volume to counter that, and what happens is that the chart will continue to fall down. Due to just excessive of selling from the rewards. So I'm glad that you guys have taken that step or thought about that and utilizing that Novation platform. We're actually very familiar with Chris Ashley in the Novation project as well. All right. So with that, now let's talk about the private sales and the tokenomics and the total supplies, etc., and where it's going. So right now, you guys are having a private sale currently, correct?
Yep, correct. I got about 10. I got to check the books. I don't know. We vet who buys into our private sales too. We want significant leaders within the space, those that can come in and make a serious impact. I've got powerhouses from other platforms. I mean, I got Travel Ads, a private sale holder inside my ecosystem. So I got some major shot callers out there and people that can spread the good word that when they did the research, they're like, "Hey, Jay, I'd like to buy in. I want a slice of this pie." But it's a real tight knit group. They do perform on my VIP advisory council, where everything that we're thinking about doing. They got the pulse check on the community. They let us know what's going on or what's a good idea, what's a bad idea. It's important to remember that I was approached by several big non-crypto organizations that wanted to buy into this. One in particular that wanted to buy all of the pre-sale slots. So I sat down with the team and I said, "Hey, we're not going to do this. We're not going to let somebody or one person be able to affect our chart that way. Matter of fact, the largest wallet on before launch is going to be 3 trill. So that's what we did. We identified 3 trill as a max purse at launch, which can only really be achieved through private sale. Whitelist won't get you there. A 5 BNB whitelist is going to put you at 1.75 trill. So, it really is my private sale ones that I'm holding back. Here's the deal with the private sale. There's 80 positions. Minimum and max was 5 BNB. That was their max purse. Got them 3 trillion tokens. So there's 240 trillion tokens in the private sales with 80 people. Out of that, they're vested for 6 months. So for 6 months, they can't they can't sell or transfer for 6 months. However, their rewards will be live at launch. So they're going to get vested rewards live at launch. None of this wait 6 months and get your cut. None of that crap. That makes no sense to me either. So that's it in a nutshell. That's how my private sales worked. I got I think about 10 positions left. So if any of your viewers think that they would, be a vital asset to the grassroots of a ground floor, hey, they can hit me up in the DM. We'll talk. But I won't have any issue pushing those last 10. I've just kind of been holding off, waiting to see what happens as we get closer to launch.
Okay, and the contract is transparent where everyone can see that, right, on your private sale?
Yes, they can see, of course, everything within Master Keys on the blockchain. Everything's on the blockchain. So even the portal. So that's the beauty of it too. Every action in the portal is on the blockchain. So that's one of the things that we wanted to do. We really want to throw that out there. However, what I did tell my private sale group, they had to fill out a form, understand the legal documents that come with it. I am an American company, but at the end of the day, it is their right to self-dox. I'm not going to dox or let anybody know who is or is not in my VIP advisory council or who participated in private sales. I did ask Travelad point blank. He said, absolutely, throw my name out there. I let people know that I invested in it. I said, Roger that, I will. So he's the only name I've mentioned that's in the private sale. I will tell you this. None of my core team members have a private sale slot, so I would not sell to them. So I think that's powerful to understand as well. So this is really looking at investors and not looking at making our own wallets fat, if that makes sense.
Right. So you have 10 slots left out of the 80, and that can be seen on the blockchain. You guys want to take a look at it. And so right now it looks like the BNB rate for your private sale is 600 billion tokens per BNB versus the 340 tokens.
It's 350 for whitelist.
For the pre-sale,
Yeah, pre-sale should be 350 to 1, and launches, I believe, is 320 to 1.
Oh, okay. So 350 and 600. Okay, so we look like around, around 60% or 58% around there, the difference. But the private sale, you have to hold it for you have a vesting period for 6 months, right?
Yes, correct. 6 months is a vesting period. They just cannot transfer or sell for 6 months. Now, at that 5-month mark, we will go into discussions with them. If they choose to revest, it's a cash bonus for them. That's to revest their tokens. That's up to them. I have no idea which way they're going to go. I think the majority will reinvest or revest those tokens and keep them in the vested contract, which is perfectly fine. If they choose not to, is also perfectly fine. But we have a 1 through 6 month option for cash bonus in order to keep it vested for that additional amount of time.
I see. Okay. So for those are questioning why there's such a big difference between the private and the pre-sale is because of the 6 month vesting period. But I also know that the private sale, the BUSD 10% rewards would be accumulating day one as well, correct?
Absolutely. They get paid their BUSD day one right out the gate. The biggest difference is they cannot sell. That those tokens are vested in their wallets for 6 months. They won't be able to transfer or sell those tokens for a period of 6 months, where a whitelist buyer could literally get dropped their tokens, and you know the deal. Within 1 second of launch, sell their tokens. Is somebody going to play that game? I absolutely anticipate it. Will they regret it and get the tokens back? I absolutely anticipate that, unless there's somebody that just doesn't like to make money. And hell, I'm sure somebody out there is that way. Some people will complain if they got to bend over and pick up $100. So if that individual doesn't want to come back, that's fine. It's not going to be no skin off my back.
All right. So Jay, you mentioned that you guys do not have a team, team private sale whatsoever. So what is the allocation, the total supplies that is dedicated to the team?
All right, good question. So we got 30 trillion tokens in the contract that will never be sold. So even if a team member decided to leave, he or her could not sell off their portion, if you will, and walk away. So that was important to me. So they are vested indefinitely, and it's a total of 30 trillion tokens for the team.
Okay. Okay. So you guys pretty much betting on the BUSD rewards, correct?
That's it right there, right? You got to get skin in the game. So if my token performs, my holders win, and at the end of the day, I win as well. So the token's got to continually perform, not be this one hit wonder right out the gate with a whole lot of hype. We're coming out the gate with real utilities, real case use. And if you think 1 and 2 are impressive, wait till you get a load of 3 and 4. They're not ready for prime time yet, but you're going to, our development hasn't stopped. We started development on the 8th of January, 2022. Utilities 1 and 2 have been done with development since the end of October, and we've been in full test mode. I have a 3-phase test requirement for the entire process. We're in the middle of that right now. We hope to punt it towards the end of the week or the beginning of next week before launch to my VIP advisory council and let them play with it a little bit. But utility 3 is probably at about 85-90% right now, and utility 4 is probably about 75-80%. And I've already got guys working on utility 5 as we speak.
Could we get a sneak peek on those? A bit of detail or no?
I'll tell you this, sneak peek. I'm looking at releasing utility 3.
You can't be speaking like that and give us nothing, Jay.
I'll tell you this, utility 3 is coming out the end of January, right around the beginning of February. Utility 4, I'm looking at a May, June timeframe. And utility 5, I'm looking at late August, early September. If you catch the drift, every 30 to 60 days is when I'm trying to bring something down on the street. And then a 1-year anniversary of whenever we've been live. And then when I come out with that utility, it's going to knock the socks off. So that's what we're aiming for.
I was leaning towards the, what it's about, but
I'll tell you this. I'll give you a riddle. If there is a problem in the crypto space that needs fixed, I'm going to address that problem through a case use and utility. And not only am I hell bent on fixing that problem, but I'm going to pay my holders while doing it. So it's going to be a hell of a ride, man. We're having fun. A bunch of guys that sit around that like to drink bourbon and put this together, and we're having a good time doing it. We've been very fortunate, made some good friends in the space, some great allies and partners, having a lot of fun. And I love it. I love DeFi. I love everything about
it. Yeah, that's a tough one to guess. But if you ask me, it'll be a regulatory clarity, right, within the crypto space, especially us being in USA. Right now, it's tough, right?
You're absolutely right. And here's the thing, right? It's more fear-mongering than anything, right? I chose the state of South Carolina because the State Department of South Carolina done voted they will not regulate digital currencies or crypto. So that's why I chose to establish my LLC there, and I've got family there as well. So that's why I went that route. As far as federal regulation, hey, right now the House and Senate split. I don't like to bring politics into shit, but whenever they ain't the same color, nothing's ever going to get passed or done. So you got a 2-year green light right now, the way I see it. Very little regulatory anything is out there unless you're dealing with something to do with lotto or stable coin or something to that effect, trying to act as a bank entity. Do I think there'll be regulatory guidance for the DeFi space? Absolutely. Is it needed? Hell yes. Am I going to run from it? No, because I would much rather be sitting at the table asking what I want to eat than being told to eat some shit I didn't help cook. So I want to be there, be part of that process. I'm going to be first in line. When and if they come down and say, hey, we want to talk to you, I'm going to be absolutely pull up a chair. I've been waiting because I'm trying to make sure I'm in lockstep with the guidance that is, well, the lack of, or we think the guidance is that is out there right now. So it'll be a very small course correction, but I'd rather be up front than in the back being told what to do. So I want to be a part of the conversation. I'm not going to run from it.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm actually very glad that you guys did form an LLC. But we do have some guidelines within the United States right now, which is under the Howey test, right? So pretty much you cannot expect anything from anything within any kind of contract and investment. So if there's expectation from an investor from a contract, it will consider as a security. Even if you raise money, and it's the reason why you see a lot of the companies out there, they approach it in a way that is 100% through a sacrificing stage. So pretty much you have to sacrifice your token or your money for a political reason, right? And you cannot expect any kind of return derive anything kind of return from the efforts of others, meaning that you cannot have a team pretty much. Right, so it has to be ran by the community, kind of like Bitcoin, right? It was created through pretty much free. So right now, currently, the only thing that's considered a non-security is Bitcoin, Ethereum. We saw what happened. They went to proof of stake, and now proof of stake investors are expecting a reward from staking. So now ETH is not even sure now. So the SEC came out that that's against the SEC regulation. So we'll see. But yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, and
absolutely is a tough one. Absolutely is a tough one.
All right, sounds good, Jay. So let's see here. I think we pretty much cover everything. Is there anything else you want to speak on, Jay, before we take some questions?
Hey, absolutely. Hey, I hope to get some good questions. I've done several AMAs up to this point. I'm excited about these questions. I know some of y'all can hear the passion in my voice. We got a great community. Come check us out. And when I wrap up at the end, I'll throw exactly where we're at because I think we're pretty much everywhere.
Perfect. So with that said, Mike's been keep tracking of all the questions in the room. So Mike's going to come on and he's going to ask a few questions away.
All right, guys. Appreciate it, Jay. It was very well detailed. I was actually keeping track of these questions, and you actually answered quite a few of these on the way down. Like you said, several AMAs through, you got it down pat, brother.
So, hey, I appreciate it, man.
So before I do get into a couple of text questions I'm seeing here, I'd like to always ask the community, if you'd like to ask your questions on voice, please, feel free to unmute yourself, and I'll also jump into some of these text questions as well. All right, feel free, anybody, hop on in whenever. I'm going to start off with Queen Vit here. Her text question is on your marketplace, what is the actual process that you have to go through to look at these tokens on your marketplace?
That's a great question. It's the master portal. I don't like the term marketplace, master portal. But anyway, when you get in there, you're going to have a browse function. First thing you're going to do is be asked, what do you want to do? Do you want to sell, trade, soft stake, or buy? If you select the buy function, you're going to be shown the buy UI, which will be taking you in there, and you can search, by tag, by contract address. You can search all. You can search 10 at a time. However you want to do it. What's going to be showed is what's available, what's the quantity is, what's the asking price, and what the bounty is currently on that token to help you make that decision. Hopefully that answered your question.
Appreciate it, Jay. Next one's rolling in from Stefan's Great here. And part of this might have actually been answered right in the beginning, but we'll go through it here. While buying or selling his crypto at Master Key Coin, will I be paid with only MFK tokens, or will there be a feature down the line where maybe you could choose a difference of BNB or native token for your payout?
So the reward in the bounty will always be my native token. Your asking price or you're asking for trade, that's up to the holder. Absolutely up to the holder, whatever they want. Could they ask for master key tokens? Absolutely. You could. Can you ask for BNB? Yes. The only function I won't have on there is to ask for BUSD. And the reason behind that is that's what I'm rewarding in. And it really starts to gum up the contract to keep that difference. If I'm shoving BUSD out of the contract, I don't want to shove an asking price being paid out of the contract either. So that's why I say BNB. BNB will be an available selection to be paid in. Just the nomenclature of how much BNB is totally up to the holder. It could be 0.1 to, it could be 0.001 to 100 BNB to 1,000 BNB if they wanted to. But the more outlandish the asking price, the longer it's going to sit in the portal. But the win-win is the longer it sits in the portal, the longer it collects rewards that pay out to my holders. So nobody gets hurt in that process.
Perfect, Jay. That's a very unique idea, and I see it going a lot of places in this space. I'm telling you, it's been a tough year, and like you said, you kind of sat back there and with a couple of your buddies, and I'm a bourbon guy as well, and really kind of took a whole aspect. And me and the bros do it here too. Johnny in Seattle here, we we kind of look at it and like, what is the whole market need right now? And we have some things coming up our sleeves too. I can't really get into right now, but I'm really looking forward to the coming year and all that.
Absolutely, man. I think that we're going to get a nice little spike in December. I think we're going to have another downturn around mid-January to the beginning of February. That's kind of why I pushed my utility right on top of that. But I think that's the last one. And by March, April time frame, this bull's going to bust out of the gate in a dead run. And either you're on its back or you're going to get run over by it. But we plan to be positioned in a great spot to really ride that thing to the top.
Hell yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself. Coming from at the perfect moment in the bear market, launching, ready to release, like you said, ride the bull right up. That's the perfect time, brother. All right. So,
absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Next question here from Stefan here is, about your buybacks. Will that wallet be transparent and shared to the community so they can kind of see it accumulate in a sense?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you this too. I'm not one of them ones that wants to see that thing hit 3-4 trillion in it. I'm going to burn it because that's what it's there for. So I don't know what that magic number is, but I don't plan on having a great big fat burn wallet, but everybody will be able to see it. And then we'll post that frequently and often.
All right. Love it. So next question coming in from Claw X is $3 for trading fees seems to be pretty high compared to just trading on PCS. Why would people in your mind want to trade on yours?
Well, you can go to PancakeSwap and tell them what you want for your token to see how far that gets you. But on my platform, you're going to be able to ask for what you want, and I'm going to help you get it. PancakeSwap ain't going to help you do that. Not a chance. Are there cheaper avenues out there? Yep, but you're going to pay for what you get. And I don't think $3 in BNB is that high. I'll be honest with you, I really don't. That's a fair payment, and really a third of that instantly goes right to the holders. So if you hold master key tokens, you're going to get a cut of that back anyway. So no, I think it's fair. I've even asked if it was too low, based off what BNB might do in the future. And I said, no, not at all. So I'm going to keep it there. $3 flat rate, get in, get out, plus the 10 million master key tokens that I'm going to burn. That's kind of where I'm at with that.
Perfect, Jay. Now, I assume you're probably, collaborating over with Chris. Chris is a good man. We always talk. And so on that note, who else are you in mind or trying to onboard for partnerships or collaborations? And do you have any currently?
So, yes, not ready to be revealed yet, but I will tell you I talk to a lot. And yes, me and Chris are tied. Hell, he tried to buy my platform. So that should tell you something. Chris, he can see talent and he knows how to find it. We have a great partnership with Vault and Novation, DAS and the out token that's out there in Australia, AnonyDoxx community, Dive Wallet, 8-bit. There's several of them that I've been talking to. Even the folks over at Titano, we've had some conversations. The fact of the matter is, by your token being authorized in my portal, I'm not working around you. And if we talk, you're going to get paid for that action. But just think about the amount of subscribers that utilize that portal and the potential of it swapping hands or growing your holder base. That's a win-win across the street. If somebody was to do a side deal off to the side without using my portal, especially with a token with no transfer tax, that's damning to a contract. I mean, taxes, yeah, we hate them, but that's how the platform pays bills. That's how it exists. And everybody wants low taxes. And that's how those altcoins, the stable coins, they're able to have extremely low taxes because there's no BUSD rewards tied to them. There's no benefit there. It's just strictly utility, case, use, and value. So really, can you combine all three? That was our approach. That's what we went after. And I think platform CEOs, COs, they're going to want to come and talk because they're going to want their portal. They'd be crazy if they didn't. They're going to want that visibility and recognition on the portal, but also they're going to want a cut of that pie back to them. But the holder's still going to come because they're going to get a cheaper tax rate that they can get on any Kex, Dex, Pancake. It don't matter anywhere. They're going to get the cheapest tax rate by going through me for that token. And I still am able to take care of the platform, that base platform where that token came from, by giving them that tax. And I'm only going to keep 2%. I will never keep more than 2% when I apply a tax. But I guarantee you I will be cheaper than any buy or sell tax that's out there for any token that I allow on my platform.
Right. So also the platform is going to be ready day one, right?
Yes, absolutely. So day one of launch, both utilities, the master portal and soft staking will be live at launch.
Coming out the gate running. All right, I like it. Next question coming in from Promise here. Wants to know a little bit about your security. What audits have you had done or in the future looking to do? And, what's your means in the contract to kind of weed out any of these things for that?
That's so great. So a little, my hidden ace in the hole, if you will. So my lead dev actually audited Pancake. Remember that tiff that happened 6, 7, 8 months ago when Pancake didn't want to pay CertiK because there was violations that CertiK didn't find. Well, my lead dev was that auditor that went in to found the 15 vulnerabilities that CertiK didn't catch. That's how good my dev is. We've already completed one third-party audit. We went through InterFi. We are going to go through CertiK. I mean, that's a name recognition piece. I'm working that right now. So I don't think the third-party audit by CertiK will be complete prior to launch, but I think probably the week of launch. Without revealing too much of what I got coming out in the future, there's more to come from an audit perspective. There's your hint.
Hint taken. That actually answered his second question. His last question here is about the BUSD rewards. For the both buy and sell transactions, this is automatic, right? You won't have to claim this?
Well, Roger, now there will be a claim function. Don't get me wrong. They'll be able to go onto the DApp and claim if they want to. But yes, it's automatic payouts. Everything is. So the master portal, so I got like three rewards distributors right now on 6 different smart contracts talking to themselves. So this is a very complex series of smart contracts to run all this crap. But all 3 portals will be automatic payments. One will automatically pay every day regardless of the amount. The other 2, of course, on an accumulated basis, like any other passive income token that's out there.
Perfect. Yep. All right. Let's see here. Actually, I think we just talked on this a little bit earlier, but Mark Cardona here, his first question is, what is your evaluation when you're, evaluating the risk within your people that you're trying to onboard onto the platform there? I know you said you have an ace in the whole team, as you said, correct?
Well, if you're talking about my dev team, absolutely right. So another approach I took for talent, one, I am a U.S.-based entity, and hiring outside country work for my LLC puts me in a whole nother ballpark of legalities. It's just really, really hard to do. So my lead dev has his own LLC that is separate from mine in the development area with his own team of developers. So that's my ace in the hole from a development standpoint. But I think that holder's question was more along the lines of how does he become a private sale? Is that vetting process? I could be wrong. Is that what he's asking?
I'll bust out the whole question there. It says, how do you evaluate the risk within the master key frameworks, and what kind of risk factors do you calculate on top of the offered percentages of your master key?
Yeah, that's deep. From a security standpoint, when I say security, I think protecting my platform and my use cases from some nefarious act, a rogue bot, or something that would resemble what we've seen in the last 24 to 72 hours. That's what I would consider a security. If he's talking about a securities from a financial standpoint, I'm not going to get in that conversation. That's not what I'm offering. I want to make it the best analogy I can use. Think of a jockey lot, a flea market, a swap meet, whatever the case may be. I'm selling you the table. I don't care what you put on the table or what you're asking for it. I'm selling you the table, and I'm going to give you a reward for putting whatever you're going to put on the table. That keeps me in the green across the board as far as putting myself in a financial institution type conversation. Does that make sense?
It does. I actually like the way you put that there. I can give you the table. It's up to you to put what you want on it. Very well said.
Absolutely.
take it here. Take a glander. I think we're rolling to pretty much everything that's already been cut. Let me take another look here, brother. This one's coming from Lucky about the 1% tokens that will be reserved for staking. How long will you continue to keep the staking rewards going? If eventually the project runs out of its tokens in the future, how will the team keep up the rewards going?
I don't think that would be mathematically. I think we're at like the 6-7 year mark with all those analogies that we've ran through various numbers. I mean, it would take a massive amount of tokens inside the portal in order to create that kind of scenario. Not a big major concern, especially when the other case uses and utilities start kicking up. That will, let's just say, they will inadvertently address that problem for me. I'm not real concerned about it. The 1% buy sell staking pool staking that'll go to staking, that will help sustain it quite a bit. I mean, 10 million tokens sounds like a lot, but in a grand scheme of things, on a tokenomic scale of one quad, that's really not that much. It would take a significant amount of time to accumulate enough to really even mildly impact the chart, if that makes sense.
It does, yeah. Lucky second question here is actually about your BS2 rewards. What happens, let's say like trading kind of comes to a slow, or maybe there's no buys. How will you keep the BUSD rewards flowing in, or does it mean that you'll do a low volume BUSD rewards cases? So, this kind of also goes along with one of your contracts says it will sell you in a 24-hour time span regardless, correct?
Yeah, so my portal rewards will sell inside a 24-hour time span regardless. That's a potential, but as long as people have tokens they want to move, as long as there's tokens that are struggling and people want to break even, or as long as people got tokens in their portfolio that they want to get something for but not sell, those two case uses have got in existence. With the additional utilities that I'm bringing out, I don't ever foresee that happening, because the first and foremost requirement that's going to be for any one of my utilities is you have to be a holder of master key tokens. I don't care if that's 1 or 1 trillion. You just got to be a holder in order to execute the actions inside the utilities. With the I'm trying not to let too much out. your sidekick about got me a minute ago. But without we will conduct a audit on anything that we allow in the portal. I'm just going to put that out there. So we are going to conduct an audit on anything we allow in the portal. We have, as part of Master Key Finance, our own auditing team. It will be a master lock auditing team conducted by ZeroSec that was going to knock the boots off of it. So we will brandish a logo off every contract address that we allow in the portal that we have conducted that audited on. That's that full, level of security that's been given that everybody will understand. So I think with that being the added kicker, we're going to throw that into partners. So yes, people can pay to have that audit completed, which we've already gotten several offers already because it's kind of been leaked. However, if they're coming on a portal, we're going to provide that as a free service. Hey, we're going to do a third-party audit for you before we put you on the portal, free of charge. If they walk away from the table on that one, I don't need to be putting them on the portal anyway. That's the truth. That's truth in the pudding. So no owner should ever run away from a free audit of their contract address, or they are doing something that's down and dirty anyway.
Yeah, honestly, well put, especially if you got a solid team backing you there that can really dissect that code and, really come at the what you said. Certic had missed a few, which I said you said that a couple of your bros there really kind of got in deep and noticed that Certic missed a few things on PCS.
Yes, that's true. So, I try not to talk about that a whole lot because there's some bad blood there, but I am chasing a Certic audit just to get that well-recognized badge out there, and I'm going to put it right next to mine. So, a little psychological approach to it. If you see Certic, you see mine. Mine's going to look better anyway. So, but the audit is actually going to be one, price much more fair, but two, be a much more deep dive into a contract code. And then I will boast that my devs have found things that Certic has missed. That's not a problem. So yeah, we're looking forward to that.
I love it. All right, so last question I'm kind of seeing here on the board here, brother, is coming from Natsu. Where did it just go? Oh, there it is. He wants to be a little assured on, as there's many scam projects out there, and especially in this current market, he really wants to invest in your project, but he has a little bit of doubt. Can you ensure him, as well as the community, that you are not like the others and there's no chance of a scam?
Well, I would think by listening to me, I'm pretty sure I don't sound like anybody else anybody's been on an AMA with. But I will tell you this, I'm fully doxxed KYC through AnonyDoxx. My team as well, the LLC. If you know what it takes to get an LLC in the United States, that's a doxing requirement there as well as have had a third-party audit conducted and completed by Interfi with a clean bill of health. And then I'm also chasing Certic. So also I'm well known in this space from those that are the shot callers and key players. So if you got a legit platform and you talk to the team there, they probably know me or know of me. I got a pretty good reputation, one that I'm proud of. What you see is what you get, man. I'm not a smoke and mirror guy, a sell you snake oil type approach to things. I established my company on 3 principles: truth, trust, and transparency. And if you don't have those 3 things, or if you lack just one of them, I'm getting the hell out. You got to get away from me. I don't want you around me. I actually let 2 guys from the team go earlier this year around February, March timeframe, because I had to ask myself if I was being lied to. And my wife put it the best. Hey, if you've got to ask the question, you already know the answer. So, yeah, I cut them loose. That's kind of where I stand. My team knows that. If I don't know the answer to something, I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't know the answer to that. Let me find out, and I'll come back to you. But that's what you get with me. It's going to be a straight shooter approach every step of the way. I constantly will promise that I will under promise and over deliver in everything that I do, because I'm quick not to put my foot in my mouth.
Well put, brother. I appreciate it, Jay. That's it for the questions I'm seeing from the community on text.
Actually, can I ask a question?
Absolutely, Jazz. Go ahead. Good to see you also.
Thank you. So I may have missed it, but what percentage of the total tokens does your team hold, and what is that value in BUSD at launch?
I have no idea what the value of BUSD is at launch is, but it's 30 trillion tokens. Those tokens are locked indefinitely. The reason why I did that is if for some reason something happened and one of the core team members had to walk, there's absolutely no sell-off. So those tokens cannot be sold. So basically it's just the royalties coming to those tokens. That's it. That's what we're getting.
Perfect. Thank you.
You bet. Great question.
Thank you, Jazz. Before I kick it back to Seattle, does anybody else want to hop on voice and ask a question real quick? Please feel free to do so.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, for your private sale that you're having going on, so you have that vested. So once we are vested, we basically are not getting any rewards.
No, that's not true. So when we vest them, basically we're going to, I'm not going to say blacklist, but we're going to restrict that wallet from being able to trade or transfer or sell the tokens. So that wallet address is going to be, it's going to be able to buy. So if you added master keys, those would be vested as well. So everybody in my private sale knows that. I've been very transparent with them. But what we're going to do is their wallet address will not be able to transfer or sell the master key tokens. However, the BUSD rewards are live at launch. So every reward coming to that purse, they'll get every step of the way starting at launch. They're just vested for 6 months.
All right, thanks.
Hey, no problem. Great question.
Thanks, Biffy. Anybody else want to jump on real quick for a question? I think that's about it, Jay. Appreciate it, brother. You're very well articulated, my man. I'm going to kick it back to Seattle.
Hey, I appreciate it, brother.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Thanks, everyone, for the questions. All right, yeah. Well said, Jay. I thought you articulated yourself very well to all those questions. And I can sense the convictions and the passion in your voice, brother.
I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I try to be a straight shooter. I think it's important. and the people are going to follow you and follow your lead. And you can't be a weak one up front. So I blame that on my military experience, I guess you could say. But man, I'm having fun doing this, and it's a great space, and it's got great people in it.
100%. 100%. I like straight shooters as well. And that's how you should approach life in any aspect in life, actually. All right, perfect. Jay, if you don't have a last word for us, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the giveaway. Is there a last word you want to leave the community with?
Yeah, man, I just want to say, hey, come check us out. Check us out on our Telegram. I think they're going to post the link here in the chat. But check us out on our Telegram. Check out our Discord. I mean, hell, we're everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, whatever tickles your fancy, we're there. Hey, come check us out. Check out our website. It's getting revamped right now, but I think it's already sexy, but they want to make it sexier. But hey, come check us out. Ask the question. The team's standing by. My VIP advisory council, they like to jump in and out of the main chat and answer questions as well. Of course, they got a little bit more peek behind the curtain than most. But great community, great mods, great team. Hats off to them, man. They're knocking down targets every single day, making it easy for me to just get on here and talk about the project when they're back there in the back of the boat rowing real hard and get things done. So I just, it's like anything else. You put the right person between you and the problem, and surround yourself with great people, and you got great products. So, hey, check us out. Come on over, join the team, join the family, and you're going to have one hell of a ride and enjoy it.
Thanks, Jay. Now, for those that want to participate in your private sale, and also your whitelist, I know that you have 2 tiers on your whitelist.
Man,
what can you offer for us? Okay?
I almost forgot. I got 10 whitelist slots for you guys to give away tonight.
Let's go.
Perfect.
So
now, Jay, is that a tier 1 or tier 2, brother?
Hey, so you got 10 of them right now. Let me talk about these whitelist slots. I made this fun. This is kind of cool. So there's 400 total whitelist slots. A hard cap's 800 B&B. So if everybody got a chance, that's 2 B&B a piece, right? That's it. But, a lot of people are going to ape in on this thing. I know that for a fact. And I'm trying real hard to just keep the whitelist to just one person. But, you get wallet addresses, But the idea is no one person has more than one private sale or one whitelist. That's the idea. But here's the deal with the whitelist. The first 200 are going to have about 1 minute to purchase. After that, I'm going to release it to the second 200 at the 3-minute mark. If they're not all bought out, I'm going to release it to the public till my hard cap's met. Here's the fun stuff. If you buy 2 B&B or more on the whitelist, you qualify for a 1,000 BUSD prize. If you buy 3 B&B or more, you qualify for 2 1,000 BUSD prizes. And again, do the math. You're probably looking at a chances of 1 in 300 to win in 1,000 BUSD. So that's pretty daggum good odds. So I tried to make it fun. Me and the team did. Again, we're not trying to put a whole bunch of money in our pockets. We're trying to give it back to the community, make our holders happy, because if you got happy holders, you got a damn good project. And if you don't secure a private sale, and if you want one, you need to reach me on the DMs and we'll talk. If you get one of these 10 whitelist slots, and let's say you don't get either one of those 2, we're going to do five 1,000 BUSD rewards to anybody who buys 2 B&B or more at launch for the first 24 hours. That's how you qualify. So some great opportunities out there. Going to have a good time and have a lot of fun. So hopefully everybody's on board. But hey, do find out who gets those 10 whitelist slots, man. I'd appreciate it. And if you could shoot it to that private group that we're in and kind of give me the wallet addresses with the @ preferably. That's just because we like to send out a little email reminder before the day before launch. If not, that's fine. But we're going to list the randomizer is going to pick those first 200 wallet addresses and the second 200 wallet addresses. If everybody aped in, it only takes 165 to take all the slots. I got that. I don't think that's going to happen. We've got a wide smattering of people that are in the whitelist category. So we really tried to make it fun. It's going to be a great opportunity. But wanted to kick that your way too.
That is awesome. That's perfect. All right. Now, Mike, should we do the drawing for the whitelist right now, or should we go ahead and follow up with a post just to ensure that the people who want to get it?
Exactly. That's the way we like to do it, Jay. We like to make a post and select the winners from the post there as well. So that way, when they're not just randomly picked up the wheel, you have that solid chance that you're getting a real investor this way.
Hey, absolutely. I'd hate to see it go to waste, man. I'm getting beat up over these whitelist slots, so I don't want to see it go to waste.
Perfect. All right. So again, recap, guys. If you guys want the private slot, looks like there's 10 left. DM Jay, maybe beg him a bit to get that private slot. But we do have 10 slots for the whitelist. Now, the whitelist, Jay, it will be randomly selected for the tier 1 and tier 2, or how does that work?
Yeah, so that's going to go through a randomizer. My CMO is actually taking care of that. I don't know if he's on here tonight or not, but yeah, they'll take care of that through a randomizer. What they'll do is the day before launch, so on the 9th of December, that'll be posted. I'm not sure where. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. I think on the website or on our website, it's going to state who the first 10 are, who the second or the first 200, who second 200 are. I believe Novation will post those details as well. And then a countdown ticker, 10 a.m. on the 10th of December. This thing's going on 10 a.m. Eastern on the 10th of December. This thing's going hot.
Sounds great, brother. And just remind us, and we will do a follow-up post for you on the 10th of December.
Man, that'd be awesome. And we might be reaching out to you. I know they're trying to put together a multi-domain AMA plan. I'm not sure what my CMO's got up his sleeve, but him and my CEO have been talking, trying to bring out the best AMAs that we've had, bring all those hosts to one platform and kind of have fun with it for about an hour. I think it'd be fun. It's revolutionary. It's never been done before. I think it'd be a good time.
Sounds perfect. Yeah, let us know. Yeah, once you've done an AMA with us, Jay, we tell this to every single developers that come into the room. As long as you stay legitimate, which I have all the reason to believe you will, you have full support from us, lifetime pretty much.
Man, that's phenomenal. I appreciate it. I've had fun with you guys tonight. This has been awesome.
Likewise. All right. So with that said, Mike's going to come on, and we have some cash giveaway to do.
All right. Here's a fun card. Actually, those whitelists are probably going to be more fun coming up soon. So tonight we got 3 $25 cash prizes to give away. One to run random attendee, which is we have the wheel here, which let me see. We had 190 total participants during the AMA, regardless who's joining in right now. And we will also be picking one of the best questions for an additional $25 winner. Now, Jay, one of the things that we also like to do is to help raise awareness to your Telegram is to send our group over there and say great AMA at USA Crypto Group. Is this something that you would like us to do?
No, man, that's great. And I tell you what, if they go over there and they ask the right questions, they might be. I don't know what my CMO's got going on, but they could potentially find a whitelist slot laying around over there too. So it depends on how this works out. I know he's been having fun with it, having little competitions. He might say, hey, DM me in the next 3 minutes, you get a whitelist slot. So he's been having fun with it. So, yeah, if they get over and check it out and hang out, become a member of the community, they might have a good time.
Exactly. That's it, guys. Don't just go there for the prize, be part of the community. And it actually sounds a lot of fun, like an Easter egg hunt in a sense, right? All right. So let me hit the shuffle a couple times here. We'll grab our first winner off the wheel. Who's that? Let's see. Stefan's great. Actually, I had a pretty good question tonight as well. Congratulations. He won himself $25 off the wheel tonight there, Stefan. And that is it for the wheel tonight, guys. Now, Jay, I'm also going to be uploading this to YouTube as well. So I'll be shooting you guys over a copy of the recording here, as well as a YouTube link to the recording.
Hey, sounds great. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And also on the banner that I always like to do is I'll have all the winners on it, and everything will be transparent there. So one of the things also is I'll be giving you guys your link to your thread in our investors channel, and you guys will be able to come in anytime you guys feel fit or have an update and pop it into that thread. Now, this is unique because that thread that's in the investors channel, our announcement channel, if you say, it automatically forwards whatever you put in there to the main chat real time. So that way the whole community gets the update as well, but at the same time, keeping it all neat in one spot for you. So
that is kind of cool. I appreciate that.
100%. All right, guys. Well, Jay, if you got nothing else, Seattle, I think that's about wrapping it up for us, guys. And I'm going to get to work on my end.
Sounds good, brother. I had fun tonight, and I appreciate your team having me. But I'm gonna dip on out, man.
Take care, Jay. Appreciate it as well.
All right, guys. Well,